Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Australia Day, yes, a play written based on my own personal experiences as an Australia Day ambassador. I don't know if you have it in Victoria, but there's a program in New South Wales where, well, people who might be vaguely known are sent out into the community to regional areas to participate in the Australia Day festivities. And I was sent to Spears Point, which is a place near my hometown of Newcastle. They thought local boy made good. But it's very dispiriting when you get there and no one has any idea who you are. Something that was, sort of rubbed in rather when I went for a walk with the Lord Mayor around the Oval where we were having the Australia Day festivities, the only consolation being that even fewer people knew who he was. However, I've since been to Campbelltown in Sydney's outer west. I've been to Singleton up in the Hunter Valley and Hunters Hill, which is a fairly extraordinary experience. So I thought, well, I might write this play. And the other thing I enjoy and features heavily in this play are committees. I love being on a committee, particularly at that point when you recognise that you're not the poor bastard who's going to have to do all the work and bear the responsibility. So those two things sort of came together synchronistically in this play. And I sort of spoke to other Australia Day ambassadors. One of my favourites was Judy Nunn, the author and actress. And she was sent out to the Riverina. And she arrived on the small plane, and the Australia Day committee were there to welcome her. And they were sort of peering over her shoulder to see who else was getting off the plane. And she said, "I'm your Australia Day ambassador. I'm Judy Nunn." And I said, oh, we thought we were getting Glynis Nunn. And they'd set up an exhibition hurdle race and everything, which Judy chose not to participate in, quite wisely. But the thing that struck me, and being your sort of, usual inner city, bleeding heart, lefty sort of person as I am, when you get out there, I've always had a fairly cynical view about Australia Day, as I'm sure many of you have, and you get out there and you meet these people, and the sincerity and the warmth and the passion with which they celebrate the National Day. And you can say whatever you want as an Australia Day ambassador. If you want to bang on about Invasion Day, that's fine. If you want to say, talking about the sporting identity, whatever you want to talk about being Australian, that's fine. And you participate in the citizenship ceremony. And it was strangely moving. Even at Minto, where we had the thong throwing, followed by the CWA Cocky's Delight Damper Bake-Off. When we got to the citizenship part of it, it is actually very, very moving. And all the committee take great pride, not only in the day, but in their communities and the role they see for themselves in those communities. So I thought this could be an interesting way to examine what's happening in Australia at the moment. And I think what's happening in Australia at the moment is fairly alarming. And there is a disintegration, there is a grating away at the rather paper-thin veneer of civilisation and civil discourse in this country. And that is being manifested time and time again in the political debate at all levels of politics. And the snake rots from the head down, as far as I'm concerned. And I think we've long been told that the Australian people will always do the right thing at the ballot box. But they'll only do the right thing if they're being taught what the right thing is. So this play is an attempt to sort of look at that.